How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Montpellier career mode. This is episode number 15 and we've just finished the summer transfer window, so if you missed those last two episodes, do go and check them out, as we did sign some interesting players and you'll have missed out on two great episodes. I really do like selling myself. We headed into today's episode with 4 games coming up, and also a youth squad report that I think I said last time I'd leave till this episode. Wasn't some amazing players. There was one really good Hungarian that we did sign up. He had a really good potential, 77 to 94 potential with quite a high overall, so he looks really exciting. He is only 15, so we'll have to wait maybe a season to see how good he actually will be. Heading into the first game, we do go up against St Etienne, a team that have proved an interesting battle. They've definitely given us a good game in the last 2 games we played against them. This game was quite the opposite, really. They just weren't at it, and we scored within the first 10 minutes. It was really quite an easy one to play around them. They just weren't at the races. That's all I can really say. A really nice headed diving header, might I just say, from Gaetan Laborde, and what a way to get your first goal of the season. Very, very slow start to the season for him. No goals in the month of August, and he's looked a little bit ropey since coming back from his holidays, I suppose. But this game he looked sharp and had a really, really good game. Provided an assist there for Delors and looked like he was hungry for goals. We had another chance here. Ballatore whipping in the first ball for the first goal. Coming down the wing again, he was very, very good down that left-hand side in this game, and was a real threat. Just whipping balls in, passing balls back, cutting balls into players. It was just a really, really good performance by our left wing back. And overall, from the first half, we just absolutely dominated. Yes, we didn't dominate possession, but this is legendary AI. They always hold up possession. Sometimes they just don't do an awful lot with it. And the second half was much the same. They didn't really threaten us an awful lot. He had a couple of chances, but I wouldn't really call them chances. I'd say they were more just holding up possession around our area. And they lacked just sort of any sort of attacking threat in this game, and we compiled their misery here in the 63rd minute as Gaetan Laborde picks up his second goal and a brace in this game, and yeah, it was a good goal. Again, nobody marking him. I just don't know if the defenders had ripped up all the notes from last season on him, as he was one of the top scorers in the league. They just decided to leave him pretty much open for a free header, and a nice easy header for our main man up top. And overall, as you can see, 3-0, a clean sheet, which was a rarity last season, and a really, really easy game. They again held up a lot of possession. You'd think maybe we would try and hold up possession and slow the game down, but that wasn't the case. We just wanted more goals, and St Etienne were happy to maybe hold up possession and try not to concede too many more goals. It was maybe damage limitation over anything else, and overall that was a really poor performance by them. And I was a little bit worried that maybe something happened. There was a slight update, and maybe the AI had become super easy, but that wasn't the case. When we went into this next game, it was a much more challenging game, and it just clearly was that I think St Etienne just weren't really at it. We headed into this game, our first Europa League game of the career mode, and it was up against Rapid Vienna. Now, this was a team that I really didn't think were going to really cause much problems. I think I've always predicted they were probably going to finish bottom of the group, and I couldn't tell you a single player in that team. I think Nazmullah is a player I've heard of. I'm not sure if he's gold in Ultimate Team or something like that. But yeah, other than that, I've no idea on any of those players, and I didn't really know how they could threaten us. But they provided more threat than the whole of that St Etienne game in this just one highlight here, as they managed to whip a ball in and actually cause a little issue for Horvath. Luckily, Koza was there, and it wasn't classed as a pass back, and it was absolutely fine. We did go ahead and take the lead in this game, as Vasharan, just outside the edge of the area, takes a really nice shot, and their goalkeeper with no chance there. Really weird shot, save animation, but I don't think he would have saved it anyway. Really nice shot into the back of the net, and Vasharan picks up his first goal of the season, and it is in the Europa League. Now, we did start with a very rotated team in this game. I don't even want to talk about what just happened there with 2 players tackling each other. Thank God that guy couldn't cross, because wow, that was pretty spectacularly bad. As I said, Rapid Vienna had a couple of chances, and if we had been more unlucky, we could have really conceded a couple of calamitous goals here. Lucky for us that wasn't the case, and even though Rapid Vienna had 0 shots on target, or even 0 shots at all, they could have actually been maybe 2 goals up from just our own mistakes in that game. It was just a really weird first half, and it was much the same actually. They were relatively threatening, some good saves from Horvath, who looked like a really solid number 2 goalkeeper in this game, and he's probably going to be our starting goalkeeper in the Europa League. I just think we want to have not necessarily a fully rotated team each time like we did in this game, but I think starting a few players in this one and giving them their chance to maybe break into the first team is always a good idea. And I think in this group stage with the teams we have to face, I'm always happy to maybe give them a couple of chances. And you can see here, we started Antiste and Troy Parrott up top. They didn't really look too threatening in the first half, but the second half they definitely woke up a little bit, and a really nice finish by our young 19-year-old new signing. Really good goal. He got a little bit lucky with the fake shot, I have to be honest. He took the fake shot and it deflected off the defender and was ran into his own path, luckily. But the finish was fantastic, just inside the box, takes the shot, and there's no goalkeeper in the world that saves that. Really nice finish. And then it was Troy Parrott's turn to maybe have a chance, as I decided to take the shot early, probably a bit of a mistake, and it was a nice easy save for the goalkeeper of Rapid Vienna. And then right towards the end, if it wasn't for some really smart saves by our goalkeeper, we might have actually have dropped a few points here. Really good save from Horvath, an unlucky miss from the following corner, and then here we have a nice bit of play again from Rapid Vienna, who were passing it around quite nicely, and credit to them, they definitely gave us a much better game than that last game we played. But yeah, overall, some good performances from the goalkeeper and some good performances in general by the whole team. I think we played pretty well and we looked pretty good for the win. Yes, you can see the shots actually matched up towards the end of the game with the chances taken. But I think most of those chances were right at the end when we maybe had switched off a little bit. I brought on a couple of rotation players just to give them some match fitness. Maybe I shouldn't have done that and taken my eye off the ball. But we still got the clean sheet. We still got the win. That's all that matters, and I'm really happy with that performance. Horvath then comes to us and says thanks for giving us a chance, and you know, obviously I didn't say fantastic work, son, because that'd be a bit weird, but I did say thank you, well done, you're doing pretty well. And he's putting a good name for himself to even be starting in the league games sometimes, and maybe I will have to do that. Omlin is performing pretty well though. You know, he got a clean sheet in the last game against Saint Etienne, provided he only had one chance to save, but he did still get a clean sheet, and he would have to ensure he was going to keep getting clean sheets if he wanted to stick out his first team place, as Horvath is definitely putting a good name for himself, making some really good saves and keeping us in that last game. So overall, I think I've got a good problem with my 2 goalkeepers, both looking really, really good, and I can only be happy with both of their performances. We jumped into the next game of today's episode, and it was against Nantes, and you can see straight away we scored pretty much from the first few minutes. Andy Delors picking up his 4th goal of the season. And again, this game was a bit weird. They had a couple of chances. That chance there was a really good one. Good save from Omlin. And then from the following corner, just mistakes there from Nantes. They really were playing quite poorly in that part there. Not sure what the player was trying to do. And then on the break, Andy Delors picks the ball up. Not normally playing on the wing, but he puts in a fantastic ball into Gaetan Laborde. Maybe it was a little bit weak and maybe a better defender would have cut that out, but it was a really nice ball put on a plate for him, and that is a fantastic finish. And that connection up front, that fantastic partnership, was being reignited again in this episode. Both of them looking pretty good, and I was really happy with how they were looking in today's episode. We then scored an absolutely fantastic finish with Florent Mollet. It looks like all the good finishes are coming in this episode. What a fantastic effort. A nice assist for Zagorak, our new signing, but wow. I mean, that that goal was just fantastic. I couldn't believe he'd actually scored it. I actually thought it was Savanier, to be honest, because he seems to be the one that scores those sorts of goals, but wow. What a finish. Top bins, no goalkeeper saves those, and it was 3-0 now, and honestly, at this point, I think the Nantes fans were going home. They were not happy to see their team losing this badly. They got lucky with some last-minute defending here, but it could have been 4. And then from this chance here, Savanier puts the ball into Vicharin, who plays it into Antiste, who came on. I wanted to give him a chance in the league, as he'd played really well in the Europa League. And he sadly doesn't pick up his first goal, as I'd thought, because from the replay you can see the goalkeeper makes a good save, but then falls on the ball and it goes in. It just sums up Nantes' day in that game, and sadly for them, it was just... it was a really poor bit of goalkeeping, unlucky as well in a way, but you can't really criticise them too much, I suppose. But it just wasn't going well for them today. And the final nail in the coffin was a goal from Yari Vasharin, who's probably been the player of the episode. He's had 2 really good performances, one in the Europa League and another one in this one when he just come on for Montpellier. Decided to give him a chance as Montpellier was looking a little bit tired, and I wanted to save him for the next game, as in this month we had, I think, about a game every 2 or 3 days. So I was taking the opportunity to rest players as much as possible when we were going a couple of goals up, and Montpellier was one of them, and Vasharin came on and got himself a goal, and I believe maybe an assist as well. But overall, what a performance by the team again. Another clean sheet. Goalkeeper gets a 4 rating. Yeah, that's really unfortunate, and I can't really be too disappointed with our team performance. I can be disappointed with this one, as we went in and simmed the final game of today's episode against Stade Brestois, and we lost it 2-1. Disappointing from me. Probably should have thought ahead of the games we played against them previously, when we actually lost, I believe, the last game against them when we simmed them and drew the other game. So overall, a little bit disappointing, and maybe probably should have played this game. But disappointing result in the end, but we'll have to move on in the next episode and hopefully improve on this performance. Don't take away from the rest of the episode. We've played fantastically, 3 clean sheets and an insane amount of goals scored. It's been fantastic. So overall, that is going to be the end of the episode. I do hope you enjoyed watching. Do leave a like if you enjoyed, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you for the next episode of the Montpellier Career Mode very soon. So thanks for watching, and goodbye.